we need to prepare for the solar superstorms, and in fact, we are already preparing for them. So how can we reduce the impact of the solar flares? Because right now we can't just completely prevent solar super flares, right? Because they have so much energy. The Earth's energy is nothing compared to the solar superstorms. So there should be a way we can at least reduce the impact, right? So one way to reduce the impact is that these satellites, as Aran was asking, right? How can we, detect these super flares and all of that? So satellites
Yeah.
can detect and study solar flares. Okay. Okay. So as I was talking about how we can reduce the impact, the Parker Solar Probe of NASA observes the sun, and the NASA and the Space Weather Prediction Center, they also keep monitoring the sun, and they have a 3-day forecast which can give us enough time to take action. So they can predict when solar flares would impact on Earth, right? So it gives us 3 days of time to take action. Now the engineers that keep the world running are also well aware of the risks that solar flares can have. Okay, so the engineers that keep the world running, they know what dangers solar flares have and what impact they can have on the electronic devices. And hence, after we get an indication from the satellites that yes, a very strong super flare is coming towards Earth and can cause a very risky geomagnetic storm, what we can do is we can take all of our power grids offline and our transformers and substations offline. So basically, we can shut down all of our electronic equipment for uh, the duration of the storm, and after it passes away, we can again turn back all of our power systems. So that way, there will be no damage. Okay, and we can prevent a blackout which can affect us for years. Okay, so do you have any doubts in this concept or?
No.
All right. So basically, the satellites they can predict whenever the solar flare is coming, and according to the time at which it is coming, we can take down all of our power systems before the solar storm does. And because we're taking it down manually, it will not affect the electronic systems, and we can prevent any permanent damage to the systems. Okay. That is it for the solar flares, and I'll actually send a video related to this in the group as well. Okay, so you can watch that. It explains in a really good way about solar flares and solar superstorms.